All right, welcome back to another episode of the Y and E podcast. And I have here with me my co-host, Elvis. How are you doing today?
Very well. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. How's the weather looking on your end?
Been good. Warm, cold. It's been raining all day, and thank God the rain is subsiding.
Yeah, the weather has been weird in the last couple of days. In the morning, the sun will come out. Before you know it, it's cloudy and it's raining and, it's done. So, yeah, stay safe out there.
We'll try. We'll try.
All right, so,
Definitely.
yeah, let's move on to our topic for today. Uh, and we're going to be focusing more on how can an individual stay afloat when the economy is slowing down. As we all know, the economy has been slowing down for a very long time, and with the new administration, with the talks of tariffs on goods coming outside of the country, things are going to get a lot more expensive. Things are going to be challenging for the consumers. So staying afloat during an economic downturn can be very, very challenging. But there's some strategies that we can adopt that can help us manage our finances better, maintain stability, even if you don't have a high-paying job. So I believe this is an important topic that we need to talk about today. Keep it and not forget about it so that we can thrive through the economy slowing down, through the potential depression that a lot of economists projecting. So Elvis, tell me, what do you think, or how do you think people can stay afloat as we see the economy slow down?
I mean, that's a very good question. It's not brainer that things have been slowing down since the new administration, not even just since the new administration, leading up to the election and since the new administration, things have been slowing down. And for a very long time, it looks like things have been slowing down. Definitely, it's not like it used to be like 13 years ago, 12 years ago when I came here. It was life was more, a lot more affordable. You could stretch your dollar could go far. Cost of living wasn't ridiculous. You go to grocery shopping with $200. In fact, I remember when we were, used to live together then, that we used to contribute how much? $100 for grocery shopping that lasts us more than a week or two. In fact, our Wi-Fi, our home internet bill at that time was how much? $30. Our house rent was probably like $450 at that time. And I'm not sure where you will find that kind of, rent right now. Consistently, things has been, going bad. And today, one of the ways to stay, afloat during economic downtime, looking at this from my research and everything else, one of the consistent thing is, cut costing, your expenses. That could be reducing your eat out time, probably reducing it to just special occasions, to go eat out. Maybe this is not the time to be buying a designer and name the items, brand, like clothing and stuff like that. You could see maybe if you can go shop at Walmart for some things that are not really, really significant as far as clothing is concerned, like your underwear, socks. You could get those from Walmart. In fact, you could even look into thrifting and see if you can thrift clothes. These are not ridiculous ideas. These are some of the ways you could save money during this bad economy. Maybe if you live very close to maybe Walmart, avoid going to Walmart every time because there's no way you go there without spending more than you budget for. For me, I try to go to Sam's Club once every 3 weeks, and when I go there, once every 3 weeks and another 3 weeks, I will not be going back there. Though Walmart is very, very close to me, but I try not to go to Walmart because I could spend the same money in Walmart that I would in Sam's Club, and my grocery will not be, enough. So maybe taking a trip down to maybe Sam's Club, once in 3 weeks, cook more at home, make home food, make your food at home. Those are some of the ways you could be saving money. Another way could be you calling, your banks if you have like a mortgage, if you have like a auto loan, call them and see how they can help you, to cut, how they can help you to save money from your loans. If you have a credit card, call them and see how they can help you save some money from interest and stuff like that. I think these are some of the ways. Like I said, when I look into this topic, one of the consistent things that came up was cutting costs and cutting back spending.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. That's a very good strategy to stay afloat during a slowing economy. And I also agree with the first point that you raised about the economy slowing down even before the beginning of the current administration. That is definitely true. But I think if you look back, a lot of people were out there saying that the government pumped way too much money into the economy during COVID. A lot of people had extra money to spend. A lot of people were, getting PPP loans. A lot of people are, getting some money out there, whether legally or illegally. I believe the government did that to stabilize the economy, to pump money into the economy to avoid a recession. And looking back now, I believe a lot of people will say the government probably spent too much money, pumped too much money into the economy. And now that everything is slowing down, consumers are not looking to spend as much money as they were spending during COVID. And we know that inflation is still high. Like you said, rent is high. I remember when we first came into this country, our rent was very low. Grocery shopping was very low. But now, we have families. We live in probably bigger houses now. So rent is high, mortgage is high, and every other thing. And when I go to Sam's, I try to go to Sam's at least once every 2 weeks. So inflation is still high. And one strategy that can help us stay afloat is to cut your costs. Just like the big companies out there would do, they will, look at where they're spending too much money or an operation that's not very effective. They'll cut it in the twinkle of an eye. And that's why a lot of people are losing jobs now. A lot of people are experiencing layoffs. Companies that have never laid off people, they are doing it now in order to save money, in order to stay competitive in their various industries. So living within your means, cutting costs is very, very important. So if you don't have to buy anything, don't buy it. Buy the things that you only need. The wants can wait. The needs are very important. You need to be able to feed yourself. You need to be able to provide a good shelter for your family members. Yeah, I'll say live within your means, cut costs, try to negotiate, like you mentioned earlier, negotiate with your credit card company, negotiate with your mortgage company if that's an opportunity. If there's an opportunity out there for you to do that, negotiate. It's going to save you a lot of money. It's going to save you from paying a lot of interest down the road. So I definitely believe living within your means, cutting costs are important strategies to stay afloat. Another thing that I do want to talk about is building an emergency fund. Building an emergency fund is very, very crucial. Usually it's advisable for people to build 3 to 6 months worth of savings. But in the economy like ours, where it's difficult to save money, it might be difficult to get 3 to 6 months, but just make sure you save something, whether 2 to 3 months in case you're laid off. You have something to fall back on before you find another job out there. So building an emergency fund is also important. It will provide a financial cushion in case of a job loss or unexpected expense. Last week, um, I had an unexpected expense. I had to install a new ejector pump, and that cost me about $700. And I wasn't planning on doing it, but I was like, it's got to be done right now. So it's one thing that it's needed so I don't flood my house, so I don't flood the basement. So you just got to put that in and spend that money and take care of it. So building an emergency fund is very, very important. Elvis, do you have any other strategies out there that can help people stay afloat?
I mean, I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more on that because you, like you rightly said, building emergency fund. In fact, before they used to say build 3 months emergency fund that you can fall back to in case of job loss, unplanned expenses. So let's take it from the angle of job loss. Recently, it's been very, very difficult to get a job. Okay. In fact, from the people that are getting laid off from the federal government, everybody is flooding the job market. So now, if you used to take 3 to 6 months to get a job, now you're probably looking at 1 year. In fact, I've seen people that have been on the job market for close to 2 years. Nothing is happening. They've had several interviews, because the job market is very competitive. There is a lot of talents out there. So you really need to be extra good to be favored, and you need to know people in the company so that when you apply, you reach out to them and they will put your name forward. That's the only way to be that. So what I'm trying to say is emergency fund is no longer 3 months, okay? It's no longer 3 to 6 months. Now you have to be building for 1 year because you never know what could happen. Another way to ride through the recession or to ride through this difficult time is to get a side hustle. I know you have a very good paying job. You have a good 9 to 5 that pays you. Maybe you make 100,000, you make 120,000, but getting a side hustle, like signing up for the delivery apps, delivering food, like Uber Eats, like driving, driving people from point A to point B, maybe signing up for Amazon delivery service or signing up for Walmart delivery service. I mean, $50 there, $20 there, $100 sometimes. So that money you could channel it to, just feeding the family, and that would take care of, the families. Another point would be, though during the bad economy is not when to do this. When you are buying a car, make sure you buy something that is very, very reliable. In fact, I used to have a car that car made me know all the mechanics in Indianapolis. I knew all the mechanics in Indianapolis. So in fact, I was so frequenting those mechanic workshops that the weeks I don't come, they calling me, you okay, and everything like that. So making sure you have a reliable means of transportation, you have a car that is not breaking down very often, that you are not spending a lot of, a good chunk of your money to be fixing, is another way to ride through this difficult time. So get a side hustle and then save at least for 1 year, save at least.
Yes, that's a very good point. That diversifying your income streams, getting a side hustle can also help. If you have any skills, any special skills that you can use, maybe you know how to do video editing, you know how to do any major type of freelance work out there. Heck, you can even start a dry cleaning business, reach out to your friends and family to patronize your business. And that's one thing you can do on the side with your 9 to 5 job or whatever other type of jobs that you have. So yeah, the importance of diversifying your income streams, cannot be overemphasized. It's going to help you reduce the impact of losing your main source of income. That side also will supplement what you currently have. And that way you have a little bit more money to power through and thrive through the slowing economy.
Yep. And another thing you really have to learn how to do is, learn to say no. You know, um, Sometimes we in the diaspora, we don't really know how to say no. People will be calling friends, family, everybody will be calling, hey, I need 50,000 naira. And when you convert the 50,000 naira, it's just $10 maybe, or it's just $20. You give it out. But, that money, you could use it for something else, Knowing how to say no will definitely help you, in this, difficult time. Somebody call you, hey, I need assistance. Oh man, I don't think I have it right now. Sorry, man. Let's see what happens next time. Learn how to say no. It's very easy for you to turn your no into yes than to turn a yes into no. Once you promise somebody, you once you tell somebody, I'll send you the money next week, they will call you almost every day or remind you every day until you do that. Okay. But once you tell them you don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have it. If for any reason you decide to give them, hey, I think this 10,000 instead of 50,000, they will appreciate it. So definitely knowing how to say no and, focus on yourself will also help you to ride through this difficult time.
Yes, that's a very good strategy. I know many of us in the diaspora have one or two family members or even friends that are always hitting us up saying they need money for this, they need money for that. And I know it can be very difficult to say no, you know. I'm talking from experience too. I have extended family members that are always, hitting me up, asking something. And when you hear the story, you always feel bad for them. You want to help them. Even when you don't have, you try to deep ends the way you're not supposed to deep ends to be able to help them. And, I can do better on saying no, even when it's difficult to say no to people that are really, really struggling, Yeah, I like to think we're still very comfortable here. So, I mean, no matter how bad things are, we're still able to eat. We're still able to live within our means. And, saying no is definitely a good strategy. I can definitely work on saying no uh, a lot, And I hate saying no to people because, I want to help them. But if I don't have, I don't have. So I'll definitely learn to start saying no a lot more often. And another way that I believe we can stay afloat during these tough economic situation right now is to enhance our skills. I'm always a big proponent of people, getting some type of education, getting some kind of training that can not only improve your employability, but also help you develop yourself. Even if the jobs are not there yet, I'm sure before you complete the certification or before you complete the training, you find something that can definitely uh, make you a lot more money or make you more competitive in the job market, and can also open you up to more opportunities. A lot of things that people are, working on right now has to do with AI, artificial intelligence. If you're able to take a few classes here and there to know how AI works, we know AI is going to be part of our future. So that's one way of staying afloat. Invest in yourself, invest in educating yourself, invest in the things that will make you money, whether now or in the near future. So enhancing your skills is another way of staying afloat during this economic downturn.
Yeah, definitely that's true. Skilling is upskilling is something that we should be doing every time, regardless of the situation of the economy. Going for more training, getting more certification, doing things, getting in the area that, that is almost not going to be affected by, by the bad economy. Say, for instance, if you're a HVAC technician, regardless of the economy, if your heat went out, your heat went out, you're still gonna face it. If your air condition goes out, you're still gonna face it, regardless if you have money to eat. So those are jobs, or those are skills that are like recession proof, regardless of what the economy is saying. You have to attend to those, need. You have to spend those, that money for that thing. Okay. If you're an electrician and in your home, you will always need an electrician. So upskilling, looking into that direction, you can do freelance. You can look into freelancing. Let's say if you're a web developer, if you're a software developer, and if you let's say a photographer, you can, look into like a freelancing, because right now a lot of companies are cutting jobs because they find it out that they're spending a lot of money for the employee, and they will pay your salary, they will pay you for vacation, they will pay you for sick price, and they will pay you bonus and stuff like that. So in order to cut costs, and then stay profitable and stay competitive, those positions, they are cutting it out, and they are giving those, jobs to contractors. The contractor will come negotiate, this is how much I will take to do this. So that contractor did not pay him extra for vacations, for personal time, for PTO, and for sick time. Okay. So when they remove those jobs, those positions, they're giving it out as contract to, to freelancers. So it's something that you can look into. If you can write a writer, you can look into all of that stuff. You can actually, there's a lot you can do. If you open up Fiverr, There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of categories. You can write, if you can write script, if you can write, in fact, you can be a ghost writer and be helping people to write their books. There's a lot you can do on Fiverr. It's definitely something that you can look into. Look into that and see how you can, what you can do as far as freelancing is concerned.
Yeah, freelancing is definitely one way of going about it. You can also learn how to do social media marketing or be a marketing manager for a small business. Learn how to do Facebook ads, YouTube ads. No matter how hard things are, people are still going to try to, advertise what they're selling because you make more money when you advertise. Freelancing careers like that, freelancing jobs like that can help you earn more money to be able to pay your bills and stay afloat. I want to add to something you said about HVAC, especially when you have a newborn at home. If you have a young kid at home and it's cold out there, you got to spend money on that heating system. You got to fix it. Whether it's broke, no matter how much it's going to cost you, whether you're going to take a credit card debt or deep into your emergency fund, you're still going to spend money. So it's important that you have the skill that can make you money, whether the economy is good or bad. And I do want to add this, that it's important to stay informed. Even if you don't have any money to invest, a lot of investors will say that it is advisable to invest in a bear market. So if you don't know much about investing, I'll say there's a lot of people out there that are going to take advantage of you. So be careful, stay informed, keep up with the economic news and trends, understand the broader economic context before you put your hard earned money into any investment. There are a lot of crypto bros that are going to be pushing out crypto coins to try to get your money. So be careful out there, stay informed, don't invest in anything you know nothing about. So if you don't know anything about it, do not put your money into it. What do you think?
I mean, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Avoid Ponzi scheme, Ponzi scheme scam. Avoid it. Try to run away from it. Anybody that says they can help you manage your portfolio for 100% return on investment. Anybody that says come and register for this, bring 3 people, and your 3 people will bring 6 people, your 6 people will bring 12 people. Run, run like, just run. Anything that involves course, register for my course, register for my webinar, run. Like Yemi said, do not put your money into what you don't know. Put your money into what you know and always seek for information. There's a whole lot of information out there. There's a whole lot of ways to get information, be informed. Otherwise, if you're not, you're going to pay with your money. You go probably, God forbid, you probably end up paying with your life. Just stay informed. Make sure you know what is going on. At all point, make sure you know what is going on. Sit down, watch the 6 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock evening news, watch, the morning news, know what is happening, know what is happening. And another thing that I would like to add to this conversation would be, if you are single and you are not married, there is no reason why you should be buying the house. You want to make some money from the house. You want to make some money from the equity. If you need to have a house, you can actually put people into that house. Let's say you have like 3 bedrooms. You can live in those 3 bedrooms at the same time. Okay, consider renting out the 2, and both of you can use 3 of you can use the common area, or just rent out one. From there you could supplement your mortgage. If you are single, consider having a roommate. That's another way to save money. In fact, if not because I have family, in fact, it's something that I would really like to take advantage of. In fact, when we were living together, 4 of us, the burden was not too much. It wasn't difficult to get by. We all chipped in, and the whole thing was easy. So if you are single, consider having a roommate. It will be an easy way for you to save money. Number 2, I know there is a competition that is going on among the immigrants, especially people of African descent, to see who is driving the best car. This is not the time to be involved in that competition. Get you something that is reliable, that can take you from point A to point B. The key word is reliable. Okay. The last thing you want to be doing is to be disturbing people, to be calling people, hey, come here and pick me up. I got stuck. My car broke down. Don't do that. Okay. Get something that is reliable. Get something that is enough for you to drive by, that is reliable, that is fun. Okay, this is not the time for competition. Leave the competition for now. There is always a temptation to go buy, because you see somebody buying a car, there's always a competition, or there's always this thing that want to push you to go buy something bigger. Don't do that. This is not the time to engage. In fact, nobody sees you. In fact, you are responsible for that payment, because once you sign that dotted line, the problem now becomes between you and your bank. In fact, if you don't make a payment, if you miss 2 or 3 payments, they can come and repossess that car, and everything you pay for that car will be down the drain. So this is not the time to compete. Get you something reliable that can take you to work and to private school and church, and that's it. That's all you need in this economy. That's it.
Yes, Americans have a saying for it. With the Joneses. Do not keep up with the Joneses. It's gonna kill your financial stability. It's gonna delay your retirement. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I know it can be tempting to see what your friends are doing, to see what your neighbors are doing, and you want the newest model of Teslas. You want the newest model of whatever vehicles. It's out there. It's out there. So be careful. Don't keep up with the Joneses, like Elvis said, and you'll be all right. But if you want to keep up with the Joneses, it's your decision to make. And if you don't pay the bills, the banks are gonna come calling. They're gonna take the cars, gonna take the homes away from you. So be very careful. Only put your money into what you really, really need. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to put your money into any of your wants at this particular time. The time for that will definitely come when the economy is a lot better than it is right now. Yeah, definitely agree with you that keeping up with the Joneses is gonna mess up someone that is doing that. You don't have the financial capability to do it. Even if you do, we're not here to teach you or to tell you how to spend your money. You've worked hard for it. It's up to you to spend your money however you want. But I think it's important for you to not keep up with the Joneses. Right. So another thing I do want to add is to network. Networking is very important. If you build and maintain professional relationships, it can help you quickly find a job out there. It can help you to, uh, you know, can help you to know where to put your money into that can be a recession proof or be that will continue to increase your money. I know a lot of 401ks are not doing okay right now. Yeah, it's important for you to network and talk to people that are doing well and see where they're putting their money into, and be careful of all the financial counseling or financial advice you take at this time, because a lot of people are broke out there, so they want money, they want to make quick money, so don't fall victims.
Definitely. I mean, when I say do not compete, by extension, it goes to mortgages. Okay. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of people going for ridiculous mortgages. Maybe you're averaging 4,000, 5,000 a month, and you are buying a house of 400,000. Make it make sense, because there is no way you'll be able to sustain that mortgage. They are going to repossess the house. Bank is going to foreclose on that house. Okay. I know everything is expensive. Houses is expensive. It's almost impossible now to see, houses less than 200,000. I'm very, very happy that we bought our house when the market was a bit okay. But right now, it's definitely not the way to compete. When I mean compete, I'm talking about mortgage. You went to your first, housewarming, you seen the house, it's beautiful. It's a 5 bedroom, 12 bathroom, spacious, 10,000 square feet, and you go home and you say you want to replicate or do better than your friend. Have you checked your finances? Even if your finances can, take that, is it really the right thing to do? This is not the time to carry mortgages. In fact, if you really want to be happy and live a good life, looking into lower mortgages or something, something cheaper, something much more affordable can definitely make you live longer and be happy, because you don't have to be working every day. You don't have to be working 70 hours every week so that you can keep up with your mortgage. If I buy something, I always tell people I'm not a financial advisor, full disclosure, I'm not a realtor, but I always tell people, make sure you buy your house with a 40 hours, work hours a week. When you want to buy a
Yes.
house, do not put your overtime into consideration. Don't let them do that because oftentimes the loan originators, yeah, the realtor, they will try to, get you the highest, approval. They want to put all your overtime into consideration. Don't let them do that because what that means is that, you'll be sweating, you'll be doing a whole lot of overtime to keep up because your mortgage is based on, the overtime. Let them base it based on 40 hours so that you don't have to, sweat. You don't have to be running like a madman to pay your mortgage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that we bought our homes when things were a lot better than they are right now. And I've also seen a lot of people on the internet complaining about their mortgages. And these are people that bought a new house, like, started, work with a construction company to build their own house. And when they factored their mortgage into their loan details, they were, they didn't use the future tax assessment for their loan information. And then the next year, because when the loan was calculated previously, it was calculated based on the value of the land, not on the value of the land and the new home that is built on the property. So when the loan is reviewed or when the tax assessor for their area comes back the next year, usually in January or February or whenever their state or their local county does it, they send them a I bill, and the mortgages will jump up $2,000 more, $1,500 more than what they were already struggling to pay. So, in cases like that, a lot of people are gonna either have to sell or to run the risk of bankruptcy or lose their home. So it's very wise, like you said, to base your loan calculation on your 40-hour work week. Don't try to buy a house on overtime because your company, they're going to cut costs eventually. If you haven't done it yet, they're going to cut costs eventually. And guess who's going to go first? Your overtime. They're going to restrict you to 40 hours a week, and then you'll be struggling to pay your mortgage. You'll be struggling to feed your family. You will be forced to go get another job to be able to keep up that lifestyle. So it's important that you're smart with your money, you're smart with your finances, you're smart with your spending. That way you can avoid some sleepless nights. That way you can avoid some unnecessary headaches, heart attack. And I hope, you take some of these strategies into consideration when spending.
Oh yeah, you are correct. And then another thing would be to maybe I'm not sure if this is the right way to put it, but another thing would be to leave that project back home alone for now, until things get better. I mean, try to focus on this place because if you're not surviving, you're not thriving here, you can't do that project. So keep as much as you can keep here, as more money as you can keep here. Uh, leave that project alone for now. This time every company is looking for a way to save money. In fact, they could let you go of your position, relieve you of your position, and bring somebody significantly lower than what they are paying you. So what I'm trying to say is this is not the time to pick up fight with your boss. This is not the time to pick up fight with the HR department. This is not the time to be finding fault. Just say yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, and then everything will be smooth. Because now your boss is looking for a reason to get rid of you. The HR is looking for reason to get rid of you. So definitely, this is not the time to pick up fight with your employer. So put your heads down, be humble, and then just know that, what if anything goes south or anything happens, your family will suffer it, and on average, it will take you about 1 year to get a job.
Yeah, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, he says, sit down, be humble. So sit down, be humble, don't pick a fight, don't try to be unprofessional at work. A lot of companies out there now are looking for a slight mistake to get rid of their people, to reduce the number of people on their payroll. So sit down, be humble, and you do well. And also Africans that are not planning to retire in Africa at this point, I'll say reduce the amount of money you're spending on that project. You're doing project back home and you know you're not ready to retire at this point. Not only that, the house will be outdated by the time you go back to go retire back home. It's important that you consider your mental well-being as well. So your mental well-being is important. Struggling to keep things together here, it's definitely better to kind of slow down on the project or postpone it. I know things are always going up back home. Inflation over there is crazy. Yeah, make plans, walk through your plans. If you're not retiring now, it's it's necessary that you either defer or delay the project. That way, you're not your attention is not divided on how to spend your money, and you can stay afloat in this economy. Over to you, Elvis. Do you have a closing word for us?
I mean, the summary of this conversation is, okay, cut down your expenses, call your credit card company, call your mortgage company, call your streaming company. Maybe you have a Netflix subscription that you have not used for a long time. Maybe a lot of people still have this a TV subscription that they no longer use. So I think you definitely want to look into those and see if you want to cut it, because I promise you, with how the technology has advanced, all the social media in our hands, Instagram, TikTok, everything. I promise you, a lot of people are not sitting down to watch TV again. So see if you can cut those things. Call your internet provider, call your phone company, see, how you can negotiate for a better rate, how, the kind of promotion they have that they can lock you into. I was surprised, called my internet provider. They were able to shave almost 35 off of my bill. And that was a big relief for me. So what we are trying to say is, reduce your cost. This is not the time to pick fight with your employer, because they're looking for every reason to get rid of you, no matter how good you think you are, and no matter how indisposable you think you are. They are looking for every good reason to get rid of you. This is not the time to pick a fight. Cut cost. That project that you are working on that is not here and that is in your home country, maybe you need to pause it, okay, until the economy gets better. You can get back on it, okay? That is what we are trying to say. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, and stay blessed.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. We're looking to grow this channel, so we're looking for your help in helping us get to a forced goal, which is 1,000 subscriber. And moving forward, you'll be hearing a lot more interesting conversations. We'll be bringing people out here to have a conversation with us on how they get to where they are. So subscribe, share, comment. Let us hear what you think about this conversation. And thank you for joining us. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye bye.